Hello and welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, a weekly Willowdale interview series. Each week, we introduce you to a new neighbor in the spirit of community connection. And we ask the tough questions like, what's the littlest library in Willowdale? Now, here to answer that question and many more are not one, but two amazing Willowdalers. Our guests are an awesome mother-son duo. I'm so excited to be joined tonight by Bonnie and Lucas Chan. They are both proud new owners of a neighborhood little free library. Bonnie is a relationship and mindset coach and a family empowerment facilitator. Lucas is a fun-loving 11-year-old who loves to read and is about to enter grade 6 at Claude Watson. We're so excited to have them both. I can't wait to introduce you to them. Before we start the interview, allow me to introduce you to your host, Sebastian Biasucci. Wow, thank you for that amazing introduction. That was great. It's great to get started. Hi, everyone. My name is Sebastian. I know it's a different face that you're seeing tonight. Lily is not here tonight, and so I am having to. I'm filling in her metaphorically big shoes tonight and hosting our Meet Your Neighbor series. And I'm super excited to get to chat with Willowdalers out there. I am a born and raised Willowdaler myself, and grew up here my whole life. I went to school at Cardinal Carter, and I'm an actor and theater maker. And this summer, I'm really excited to be the event coordinator at Neighbour Link North York and be a part of some of the really exciting things. And for the last couple of weeks, I've been doing the behind the scenes. You probably have heard my voice at the beginning of these interviews and at the end, and I get to put the little fun captions at the bottom. And tonight, I get a chance to ask the questions and talk to the guests. And it's a treat because we have not one, but two amazing guests. And so I'm so excited to bring out Bonnie and Lucas Chan.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor. How's your day going?
Oh, full and happy and exciting, actually.
Great.
I know. We were talking a little bit before, and today is a pretty big day. Why don't you tell us, maybe Lucas, maybe you can tell us why today is such a big day for you guys.
So today is our ribbon cutting, like when there's a new building, we ribbon cut our new free little library. Little free library. I keep
That's
getting
amazing. Congratulations. I thought I heard trumpets blaring in the street. So that must have been what that was. That's so awesome. Well, hey, Lucas, we're so excited that you could join us. I know between like play dates and extracurriculars. Oh, perfect. There we go. Amazing. Yeah, I know between you're a very busy kid. And so the fact that you took some time to sit down with us tonight, we're really honored. So thank you. And thank you, Bonnie, for being here. So, okay, let's say, yeah, tell us, if I didn't know what a little free library is, what is it?
a little free library is kind of like a birdhouse on a pole. It's where the community can give and take books for everyone to read, all ages.
That's awesome. So you don't have to be a bird. You can be a person. I can go and get books.
You could be a bird, but yeah, person.
Okay.
Yeah, target.
Awesome.
It's really meant for people, and yeah, we welcome all species.
Amazing. Well, I actually, in honor, I wore this T-shirt today. It says, "Having fun isn't hard when you have a library card." I don't know if
Nice
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you guys still watch Arthur. That was a big show for me growing up. But do you need a library card if you want to get a book? How does it work?
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe we should implement a library book system,
Well,
card system.
We can't have like staff monitoring the library at all times, but
Gotcha.
Maybe we can
It's a good
embed
idea.
some sort of like QR code.
So if I want to, I'm looking for a book to read. I just come up and I can take one out. I can borrow one for a little bit.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You can
borrow it for a little bit, or you can take it and, if you see a different little free library in a different neighborhood, you can then return it at a different one. It is actually the whole little free library movement is an organization. It's actually a not-for-profit. So we have a chartered number and we are on the map of the little free library.
That's awesome. I know they're popping up everywhere, and it's really
Yeah, it is really awesome. It's bringing the community together, right? Like it's about recycling. We're encouraging literacy. We're encouraging, neighborly hellos. That's part of the reason why we wanted to do that. Really encouraging. I mean, for us, it's more for the kids to learn about recycling and reusing and exchanging, and having an opportunity to also instill literacy.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I
And
can only imagine.
this guy reads a lot, so we thought this is a great initiative for the boys to take on. He does have a little brother, and he also is starting to read a lot.
Amazing. Cool. I'm a big brother too. I guess I have a question for you, Lucas. Maybe there's some other big brothers watching in Willowdale. What is your advice for being a good big brother?
Being a good big brother is sometimes very hard.
Yeah,
but
you're telling me.
Some advice is like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like telling someone how to eat. Like, how would you say that?
That's right. Yeah, I know that sometimes I don't have to tell my brother to eat. Yeah, sometimes I'll go into the fridge and then there's no food. So he has there's no problem there. So I understand. Okay, cool. Good. Thanks for the tips.
Like,
so I feel like I would be so excited if I had one of these in my front yard, because it's like someone comes out and you see that, they're looking for books. Are you excited to see neighbors coming to check out the library?
yeah, actually, when we did the ribbon cutting, we still had the free little library out for like a week. And then when you were doing it, a lot of neighbors were just walking by and they were like asking about it.
That's awesome. Great. And
Curiosity.
Right. Yeah. And one thing we talk a lot about, at Neighbor Link is neighbors helping neighbors and trying to, especially after this difficult season that we've had over the last 18 months. I think that this is like, how do you feel about this as an opportunity as we start re-entering the world as a way to connect with neighbors? Is that something you guys are excited about?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even just having a mini celebration tonight, it was just so great to see people in person, like having pizza and looking at books together. And it's an opportunity to have something positive to talk about too, right? It's like we're talking about books we like to read, books we read maybe in this year, in the last 18 months. And yeah, just starting new conversations.
That's awesome. And so tell us a little bit about your story with Willowdale. Are you born and raised Willowdalers? Or I guess the question can be posed to both of you. What's your journey to Willowdale?
Well, I was born, not in Willowdale, but in Toronto. And
pretty much Lucas grew up in Willowdale. Yeah.
You're an official Willowdaler. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Lucas is I'm originally from Vancouver,
Okay.
and been in Toronto since 2004. And since Lucas was 1 and he's now 11, we've been in this neighborhood.
Awesome.
So for him, he's like you, and then for me, it's my last 10 years.
Fantastic. Cool. And maybe Bonnie, I know I said it just very briefly in the intro, but why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I am a relationship empowerment coach. And I do relate myself to a family empowerment facilitator as well. I'm really passionate around relationship building between families, between me and him and my kids and my husband. And I also empower others through coaching. And some of the initiatives that we're taking on is like the mini library. Sorry, I'm hearing the little brother screaming in the background.
Well, you'll probably hear my little brother.
And like something we're really passionate about is this book series that we created. My husband, Lucas's dad, actually came up with these stories. Lucas's dad, Aaron, Lucas's dad, my husband. Aaron is an accountant, and we were telling bedtime stories, and we are very passionate about personal growth. And he made up this story for bedtime, and we both thought it was like a really good story, you know, totally imagined. And then we decided to create these books to instill and introduce personal growth concepts to kids. So the 3 concepts that we taught in the 3 books that we have are, what are they?
The first one is
Going the bookmark that you just bent.
The first one is going the extra mile. The second one is focus. And the third one is teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah.
So
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, exactly. So this little free library project that we did, we put those 3 concepts into action. So, you know, we had a vision in mind, which is to build a little free library, right? So we had to focus on it. And then what happened? Where did you go the extra mile? How did you actually raise the money?
We did fundraiser car washes, like in the neighborhood. And then we got some friends and some neighbors and we washed their cars.
And
That's
we really
awesome.
went the extra mile, right? To wash their cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's hard work. That's not an easy task. That really is going the extra mile.
Yeah. And then what was the last one?
Teamwork.
Teamwork. And was there teamwork involved?
Yes.
Who was involved?
Our friends Cameron and Penelope helped us with everything.
Yeah. So from the beginning, from the fundraiser, from the car wash to actually picking the library, to ordering the library, to building the library, to digging the hole. It was definitely teamwork.
That's awesome. So Lucas, when you put all those things into action, and it, you know, a project like this that's so big, like, you know, those things can't happen overnight. You know, how does it feel, you know, now that it's, you know, it's out on the front lawn and it's there, and it, you know, it's a check mark, it's an accomplishment. How does that make you feel?
Well, it feels I would have to say like kind of relieved because we've been working on this for a long time, and it feels pretty good.
That's awesome. And I guess this is part of like the idea of motivation, like especially, you know, sometimes, you know, even for me, like in a pandemic, it can be sometimes hard to feel motivated to like take those steps to go the extra mile. What are, from either of you, tips for, you know, if you're having a tough time or you feel like, oh, maybe, you know, it's not worth it. Maybe I'll stop. What do you do then?
Well, earlier in the day, we went to the zoo, and my mom was listening to someone named Shanda Sumters, and she was saying that when you give it your all and you feel like you can't go anymore, you just have to think that once you're at that point, just a few more steps and you're there.
Gotcha.
So you keep going.
Keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Wow, that's awesome. I didn't even know that you heard it.
That's amazing. Virtual high five to both.
Going. Yeah, awesome. So my tip, Sebastian, is, and I love what Lucas just said, right? Like one of my biggest tips for anybody, a lot of times like with my kids or with my clients, is actually to move, like physically move. Because if you are like that, so, you know, if you are feeling frustrated or you're feeling sad or you're feeling lethargic, right? It's just to get outside and move in a different way, because your physiology makes a huge difference in your mood and your feelings. So whenever the kids are maybe frustrated because they're fighting, I always tell them to, what do I tell you guys to do?
Go outside and jump on the trampoline.
Go outside and jump on the trampoline instead of like fighting it out. And like, go outside, shake it out, jump on the trampoline, right? So same thing if you're like feeling not motivated, just like get yourself outside and like do some jumping jacks, you know, like stand taller, like breathe in or soak in the vitamin D from the sun. like just change your state, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love that it like, you know, especially the way you look at relationships, right? Because like, you know, if you have the benefit of having, you know, relationships and, you know, and family to get out and move with, is that something that you guys do as a family out in Willowdale? Is get out and do activities together?
Now, Sebastian, what we just did on Sunday.
Sunday we
What did we do?
It was a long time ago.
Rackets.
Oh yeah. So Sunday we brought some rackets out and we went to go play tennis. I was
That's
thinking,
awesome.
but also like normally every weekend we would go for like a hike or a nature walk.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we always explore a different area of Toronto, not just Willowdale.
Yeah.
In nature. So, you know, everything that I just talked about, like we definitely do as a family. And on Sunday, yeah, we went to the tennis courts at Bayview and Shepherd, and we were playing tennis. We got moving as a family. Yeah. And we love, you know, like one of my favorite spots in Willowdale is the community garden. So I love like walking in the garden, checking the garden, and just going through the seasons, right? Like certain seasons there's nothing, and right now there's like it's flourishing.
Totally.
Yeah, we love going into the garden. At least I do, and these guys just get to go with mama.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that's a perfect segue into what we like to call the Willowdale rapid fire round. So if we were on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, this is where the lights would go very intense and there'd be the music. So the first question is to both of you. Maybe you already answered it, but what is your favorite spot to hang out in Willowdale? And it can be different. It could be as a family.
Either Mitchell Field, which is like literally right across the street from us, and McKee, our school. We hang out with our friends and play soccer or basketball.
Yeah, so that's his favorite spot.
My favorite spot.
I mean, I mentioned one of my favorite spots, which is the community garden. One of my other favorite spots is actually the Lee Lifeson Art Park. I have started teaching some fitness classes there just for fun. Yeah, and I just love that art park. It's so it's community feeling. I like that, you know, quaint feeling of it and how it's designed.
So, I know. My hope is that like as things get better, like what a beautiful space that there can be music and live performance and just yeah, I'm excited for that. Great.
Come to the fitness class, Sebastian.
Yeah, where can I sign up? We have to get that information out to us so we can post it underneath because that sounds really fun. I know I see people working out there and I'm like I'd be intimidated, but I think I could motivate myself. I got to go the extra mile. I got to focus, and I'll do it.
There you go.
So the next question is, what is your favorite place to eat in Willowdale? Do you guys have a favorite spot?
What's your favorite place?
You mean like favorite place to go to get food or favorite place to eat?
Yeah, where do you like to go and get food?
Oh, there's like a lot of good. There's a lot of restaurants out there, but I don't really have a favorite, but if you know where Metro is on the other side, the Metro beside the school, if you go there across the street, there's this cart and they sell like pastries.
He's talking about like the Korean food truck.
Yes, yeah.
He loves getting the little
fishies,
little like fish. They're like red bean inside. Yeah. Like bean little fish. I don't know what you call them.
I know. Not to on the topic of octopus. I think they have the like octopus skewers. Is that the same place?
Right. Yeah.
Not Oliver the octopus from the book.
No, definitely.
So okay, this is, you know, I guess this would be a question more for Bonnie, but you've also traveled around Toronto, so you could definitely answer this one too, Lucas. Is what sets Willowdale apart from other neighborhoods? What makes Willowdale a special place?
Do you want to answer
it? Okay, well, first of all, Willowdale, I'm not sure if it's a new thing or an old thing, but I've never actually seen a different neighborhood with a neighborhood link. So it's these interviews, and
You're so
Lily is bringing the community together.
Well, that's true because you've never lived in another neighborhood
Yes.
before.
I know every community needs a Lily, and every community
I'm
needs
loving
a
getting to know
Lucas too.
I'm loving getting to know my son as we're doing this interview. Yeah, what I love about this neighborhood is what I love about Toronto as a whole is the diversity. And, in Willowdale, there is diversity in terms of restaurants. Like, you walk down Yonge Street and there are, I figure, hundreds of varieties, right? Like a variety of restaurants and bubble tea places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I am a bubble tea drinker, so it is dangerous.
It really is. I know. We were floating the idea of like a bubble tea crawl through, Yonge Street, instead of a bar crawl, we do a bubble tea crawl. Yeah, Kayla, 100% bubble tea for the win. I love that you can go to a different place every day for a month.
There's so many, yeah. I would be interested to know exactly how many, just between like Shepherd and Finch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a stat that we need on the census. That's what they should have been collecting that. So in the 10 years that you guys have been in Willowdale, how have you felt it has changed over time?
Well, of course, Toronto, there's a lot of construction. So, like, new houses, new parks, everything. But also, I don't know. It seems pretty much the same to me. But I've been here, like, I don't have a very good memory. So, I don't really know.
Fair enough.
I think that's the general consensus. We know that there are a lot of constructions. It seems like there's at least one new condo a year that pops up.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's a major change, and it is. New changes. We get to all adapt, right? New people, more people, and we get to just adapt to the expansion of population. And then because there are new buildings popping up, there are new restaurants always popping up. So that is one of the benefits, and it is a little dangerous because we could eat out literally every day.
I know. I know. We actually had a question come in the comments. And speaking of like the neighborhood growing, hopefully this means that we'll get more and more of these little libraries. There's more people. We need to get everyone reading. So how could someone start a fundraiser for a library in their own neighborhood if they wanted to follow in your footsteps?
Why don't you answer that? Something's like bothering my eye, so I'm gonna take myself off camera for a moment.
Okay.
And fix my eye.
Lucas, you're in the hot seat.
Then you answer it.
Okay. The hardest question. I'm gonna answer it.
Give some.
This one's from Catherine.
Sebastian can brainstorm.
Okay.
Ways to fundraise.
So how does someone start a fundraiser for a library in their own neighborhood? I would say my mom she knows lots of people. She's has so many friends on the Facebook and Instagram and that stuff. And she kind of just had the idea and then made it a thing and then sent out to everyone she knew that we're having a fundraiser and we're making a free little library. Little free library.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you did the car wash, and that came to the fundraiser came full circle. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So good job. I know it was a hard question. So yeah, I love what Lucas said. So I'm gonna reframe it for you. Oh, don't move this. I'm gonna summarize it. So first, you get to have a vision. right? So you get to have a vision. So it's like, whatever it is that you're fundraising for, maybe, you're passionate about animals and you're fundraising for a charity that helps animals. So, then you know what the vision is. Maybe it's, $500 to save some sort of animal. And then you can generate different ideas. You can do what does Oliver do to fundraise?
A lemonade stand or
Yeah,
seaweed stand.
You can do a lemonade stand. Yeah, you could, do little entrepreneurial endeavors, right? Or you could do like a car wash, like we did. One other thing that we did do is Lucas's birthday was in June, so we also did a birthday fundraiser. So instead of birthday gifts, we said, hey, we're raising money to create this little free library. Yeah. So
wow, that's amazing, Lucas. Wow.
actually, for one of our birthdays, when my younger one was a little guy, I think he's now 7.
He was 5.
I guess he's still a little guy. But when he was not 5, this is when he was little. Maybe it was your birthday. I think when you were little. Anyways, instead of gifts, we actually did a book exchange. So I said, don't bring gifts, just bring a book that's wrapped. And we actually had the kids exchange books. So it's kind of like the warm up of this library, right?
Yeah, right. You were planting the seeds early.
Exactly.
That's
This
awesome.
was like years ago. I think Lucas must have been like 5 or something, and Jaden was 2, something like that. So,
That's
now
awesome.
that you brought me back to memory lane, that's another idea, right? So you can, and what's great, Sebastian, we're talking about connecting with the neighborhood, right? So what if you have this idea and a vision, and you can involve the neighbors and ask them, hey, I really want to do this thing. What do you think? What are some good ideas that I can fundraise, right? So crowdsource with your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. It 100% takes a village. And, if your idea stays sometimes just with you and thinking about it, like, as soon as you take that outside yourself and open it up to others around you, the ideas just can kind of snowball just like they are right now. And I think that's one of the things. So us at Neighbor Link, starting the 14th, are doing Meet Your Neighbor Week from the 14th to the 21st as this initiative to, after, these 18 months to get out there and get to know your neighbors. So one example is sort of what Oliver the Octopus was doing with his seaweed stand is, we're encouraging, have a lemonade stand at your on your driveway and invite your neighbors, or, I'm going to be giving out freezies and popsicles, inviting my neighbors to come by. And yeah, that's exactly it. Cookies, go for a walk in the park together, go, jump on your bikes and explore an area of Willowdale you haven't before, because when you're doing those activities together, all of a sudden those conversations start happening, and who knows what will come out of Meet Your Neighbor Week. And then an exciting part that's continuing after that is we're doing on the 21st yard sale day. So we're, everyone's got their stuff that's been like carrying over for the summer. And so we're having a yard sale day and people can register. Oh, perfect. The link is down at the bottom. And this way, hopefully, through these yard sales, they're all going to be put on a map. People will get to know each other. And, I think stopping by maybe we can get the little library on this map. So while people are going out for yard sales, they can also stop by and be part of the book exchange.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So this way that we're all shouting out the work that you guys are doing, because that's really awesome. And what I was going to maybe finish with is a question of like, okay, so we've talked about Willowdale and how it's changed in the past. Lucas and Bonnie, what is something, if you're looking for, if you could wave a magic wand, or if we all work together, you want to see more of in Willowdale? What's something you would like to see more of?
Oh, there's a lot of things that I would love to see more of, but I think the one that would matter most was like I don't know. I think it would be like more nature space. I know there's like a lot of parks and stuff, but it would be like, because if you were just walking down the street, you see like a lot of just homes on the side of the roads, and you don't really like see trees. Well, there's trees in our front yard, trees in our backyard, but like not really like foresty area.
So more nature space. So
Mhm.
as buildings come up, we want to create, it would be nice to see maybe how innovation can create more green around the buildings. Yeah. Good
100%. Yeah,
idea.
that's a great one.
Yeah, for me, Sebastian, you said something that I really want to see more of in the neighborhood that I totally missed is the music, the arts, like being, we missed 2 summers of the festivals at Mel Lastman Square, right? Like the
Yeah.
live big band and culture fest and all the festivals. So I think it's not the more of, it's like let's bring that back. Let's bring it back. And at Lee Lifeson, like wouldn't it be nice? I remember when Lee Lifeson Art Park, when it started, we actually participated with a ukulele class, and that was awesome. Like I wish that happens like every week.
100%. Yeah. One of the things that was important for me for this Meet Your Neighbor week, as neighbors are doing meetups, I thought, if there are artists in Willowdale, let's get them to maybe, there's the Willowdale School of Music. There's all these amazing artists in Willowdale that if they get paired up with one of the meetups, that they could perform for some of the neighbors at their lemonade stand or whatever they're doing. So I put that out there. If there's artists watching, get in touch with me at sebastian@neighborlink.org, because I'm right there with you, Bonnie, like bringing all that live music and performance. And, we have big theaters in
If
North
anyone
York.
watching and can lead a drum circle, I would love to join the drum circle.
Yeah. I know you're ready and set to go. Okay, this will be the last question, maybe, is for both of you, what is one, I'm sure there's so many, but what's one really, really memorable Willowdale moment that you think of when you think of Willowdale, you go,
I think it would be like my mom reminded me, I totally forgot about this, but like it would be the Molasses Square. Like they like always in the summer they have these events, and in the winter there's like skating and like, but I would mostly think of like our home, like school we go to, the camps we go to, like all that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think I'll go back to Mel Lastman Square as well. Like Sunday Serenade, like the big band that I spoke about, it is that moment, on the dance floor while the live big band is playing, us dancing, the kids are dancing. That's a moment that I cherish and I'm very grateful for.
Awesome. Yeah, those are good ones. I know. I can't wait for us to all be able to dance again. That's just going to be all of Willowdale needs to just have one big dance party. I'll see you guys on the dance floor for that. I feel like, okay, no one has asked this in the chat, but I imagine everyone is wondering, or maybe just I am. Lucas, you're so well spoken. You're wise beyond your years. What are your dreams? I know you're going into grade 6 at Claude Watson. What are your dreams for the future for yourself? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I find it's kind of like early. There's the teachers are always like asking, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" But like I'm still learning a lot, right? So right now for the summer I always go to camp, and like I don't know what I want my big job to be. Like my mom's a coach, my dad's an accountant, but for now I'm just thinking about like when I'm able to actually work and I'm starting working, and like when I'm moving out, going to college. I'm thinking of that, and I really want to be a camp counselor because
Awesome.
it's always, I find it like really cool to be like head of a small group of little kids, because I find it easy to play with them, little kids.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I know we're so excited. I'm excited. Make sure we threw it up there. Follow Bonnie on Instagram and check out her website as well. And keep us posted at Neighbor Link of all the awesome things that you're doing. I can't wait to come by and say hi. And you'll have to give me a good book recommendation. Thank you to both of you for joining us tonight. This was so fun for me. It was so nice to meet you both. And I know those who are watching, I know must have just been really thrilled to know two awesome neighbors in our community. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Great.
And yeah, if you want to visit our library, we're just at the corner of Dudley and McKee, kitty corner from the Mitchell Field Community Center Field.
Awesome. Dudley and McKee.
McKee. Yeah.
Perfect. Dudley and McKee. Amazing. All right. Well, I will see you there. And to all of you who tuned in, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And for those who are going to be checking this out on our Facebook page too, Meet Your Neighbor Week is coming. So if you still like to sign up to have a meetup, you'll get a Meet Your Neighbor kit, which will come with a list of activities that you could do. We were brainstorming some, and even like things like a car wash or things like that. Those would be so fun to do next week. Check out the library next week. That would be a great activity as well. And yard sale day is on August 21st. So you can sign up to host a yard sale, or you can go to our website, neighborlink.org. And there's a page with our Willowdale yard sale map where you can see all the yard sales that are happening. There'll also be a trunk sale at 70 Hilda. So if you guys are looking to do some shopping on the 21st, there's going to be 30 vendors selling from the trunks of their cars at 70 Hilda near Hilda and Drury. And so that's another opportunity to meet some neighbors. And then finally, maybe you've got some old electronics or batteries lying around at Earl Hague Secondary School on the 21st, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're going to be doing a recycling event for electronics and batteries. And we're also going to be collecting food for our upcoming food bank. So feel free to bring non-perishable food items to that event. But yeah, that brings a
lot happening.
Yeah, a lot going on. I know. Yeah,
whole August.
I know. The summer is flying by, but make the most of it. And what are the three things everyone can take away? Teamwork, focus, and what's the last one?
Going the extra mile.
Awesome.
You want to go
well, thank you.
Thing? You want to do your thing, going the extra mile? Okay, here it is. A little treat.
So 8 and 9 were walking by and they were talking. And then they saw 7. But 8 was afraid of 7. Do you know why? Because 7, 8, 9.
Dun, dun.
Yes. Okay, I want to see Lucas doing card tricks and stand-up comedy in Lee Lifeson and Mel Lastman Square immediately, okay?
Yes.
Keep us posted. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Bonnie and Lucas. You guys have a great night, okay? And thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Bye.